The entry of Pastor Fidelis into this church is not just the transfer of a pastor, but it was the beginning of transformation. It was the beginning of a revolution. It was the beginning of a swift change. By privilege, I have witnessed this church grow from one level to another by virtue of his leadership, his vision, focus, determination, resilience, and persistence. Pastor is not just an ordinary man. He's loaded with grace. He's loaded with wisdom. He does not just say a thing. He does what he says, and he lives what he preaches. Dominion City before now was just a handful of people. A few years ago when he came into town, casting the vision, pushing us to do more, we grew and we outgrew the facility we were using at the time, somewhere around Pale Junction. And then we moved into the event center. It was a bigger space. We're looking like just a handful of people in the midst of a large space. Then we kept pushing, and we grew to the level where we could occupy that hall. Whilst that growth was happening, it was also casting the vision of we getting our own facility, because the place we're using at Asquale Junction, they had some complications there. The landlord was on heat, and then we had to move out. And then the event center also had some stringent rules that were not profitable to our growth and rising. So while we're building there, while we're growing, Pastor was also pushing us and casting the vision for the current facility we are using. That's the Dominion City complex. We moved into the land, did the clearing of the land, the foundation was dug, gradually block came upon blocks, the lintel was done, the decking was done, and within 6 months the place was ready for use, and we moved in from the event center into this facility. And from one level, we just saw the place being glorified, we saw the place being decorated, as in glory, from glory to glory. We're just growing. We're growing in numbers, we're growing financially, we're growing in our mindset, we're growing in every dimension, and leaders were being raised. Yes, Pastor Fidelis is a man who is conscious about raising leaders. Yeah, we've sent out a lot of pastors from this church because of his vision, and we're raising many leaders who are representing the ministry in different angles, in different locations, and God is doing a mind-blowing work in all of those places, and not just in the church. The ministry of Pastor Fidelis Omogor has its impact in this city, Ogwashi-Uku. Ogwashi-Uku before now was nothing to write home about. It was a land filled with big trees, and everywhere was like a forest. Little development. Though the school was here, but we could not see much light in the land. But when he came into town, he led us into intense prayer for the city, commanding light to shine in the city, commanding glory to be released, commanding development of all kinds. At a point, he took us to march around this city. We moved from end to end, from Kwale Junction to Issa Road, down to the Polytechnic, and even beyond. We moved every quarter, heard our voice, pouring oil on every junction, speaking prophetic words, and today we see the products of those processes. We see the fruits of those declarations. And now we have companies that are emerging in this city: hotels, filling stations, shopping malls, facilities of all kinds springing forth from every corner, and more are still coming by the word of the prophet, according to what he has said. I remember in a prophetic meeting, he said something. He said, I see a great light at Bonbon Junction. We're still in Kwale Junction at the time. He said, I see a great light. I see massive development happening in that place. Few years down the line, one of the son of the soils just received a revelation and he decided to build in this city. He went into that very location where he said he saw the light and demolished buildings there, the old structures there, some bacha and all of that, demolished that place and started a massive structure. And it did not just end with one, it went on building even into the streets, and it took up that street. If you go into that place, look at the picture before now and look at the picture now, it's entirely different, 300% different. The development is massive. And all of this is because a man said yes to God, because a man is aligned to God, because a man is connected to God, and he carries God's vision in his heart. And don't just carry it, he ensures that God's purposes are being fulfilled here on earth, and not just on earth, but in the lives of the people that God has committed to him. I'm a product of the ministry of Pastor Fidelis, not just me, many other persons that God has used him to raise within this city, outside the city, and all over the world. Some are located in different parts of the world currently, and they are doing very well because he discipled us, because he led us in God's way, because he said yes to God. So I just want to use this moment to say thank you, Pastor. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for staying in God. Thank you for holding on to the mandate and upholding it, ensuring that every vision, every purpose that God has laid in your heart is being fulfilled without hesitation. Thank you for being the man you are. On behalf of Dominion City Ogwashi, I want to say thank you, and we love you. Thank you so much, sir. You're deeply loved, you're deeply appreciated and honored, and it's our desire that God will keep raising you higher, strengthening you the more. You'll keep waxing strong in all dimensions, and the mandate that God has given to you will spread all over the globe. Thank you very much, sir. We love you.